And so I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Brian Baniqued. Appreciate you being here today. And listen, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Brian. I kind of want to dive in. I would love for you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. I would love maybe you give them a little bit of an origin story of, kind of how you got started and then what markets you're operating in. And so, Mr. Brian, sir, you have the floor.
Well, thanks, Quentin. So let me try to consolidate this as quickly as possible. But so I've been in the industry, real estate, for the last 34 years. I started back in March of 1991. And just
Hmm.
a little backstory origin. I got my real estate license passed my license test in January of 1991 in my senior year of high school. So my license became valid in March, and I'm selling and closing deals. Again, at that time, it was just single family home deals. I remember the very first house I sold. Again, I'm a California broker. Was a $253,000 house, and I was doing this for the sole purpose of raising cash to pay for my way through college, right? As an 18-year-old, and I actually did not want to go into real estate. I come from a real estate family, so my
Hmm.
parents, immigrants, and I'm an immigrant, by the way,
Hmm.
got their license in, I think, 1979, and they started a practice and they had agents, and they'd have me coming into the office at 11 years old, filing paperwork. So this was something I really didn't want to do. And I wanted to become a scientist. And so to pay for my way through college, I got a real estate license and started selling houses, saving up money, and then going to school. So from like 18 years old to like probably 24, which took me a little bit longer to get my degree. I'm selling real estate. Now, what happened during that time is as a college student, full time, and then working full time as a real estate agent, you're always in feast or famine mode, especially in the early 90s, right? This was right after the SNL crisis, and interest rates were 10.5% on
Hmm.
average. It was really difficult to get financing in a lot of cases. And a lot of people just didn't want to buy real estate. A lot of deals would fall through. At 24 years old, I decided I'm going to start my own company. I broke away from working with my parents. It just wasn't
Hmm.
working out. We were always getting into issues. And so, like in 1998, I founded Baniqued Realty, which now goes by BCRE, as well as a bunch of other acronyms because it's easier to use acronyms than to pronounce my last name. Right around 2004, I have a lot of my clients whose wealth I built up. I built up my own wealth. And that was about the first time that I started doing my first syndication. And we did it.
Hmm.
We raised capital. I threw capital in and raised most of it from my own clients and agents that work with me. And again, back then, it's not like now where you could advertise if you do Reg C or Reg D. It was all that traditional Reg B syndication where you only could talk to your close friends or family. You can't advertise. A huge 80 agents, and then we went down to like 20, which is still a good number, but it was a lot more manageable, right? So you learn all these different lessons of having a large organization and everything that's good about that and everything that's bad about that. And
Yeah.
and how to go through these different tools, and more importantly, how to utilize all these different entities, not only to weather crazy storms wherever they come through, but also how to keep leveraging and finding that niche each
Yeah.
time that
Yeah.
sets you apart. So that's always been what we've kind of done throughout the years. So
Yeah.
I'll stop there. Otherwise, I might keep going on, and I want to make sure I leave time for you. But that's
Got
the
you.
story, and that was the direction of the industry, and a little bit about the experiences.
Absolutely. No, I love it. Thank you for walking me through the journey. Thank you for letting me know, how you said, you kept using, the different kind of niches and things that you did to kind of keep kind of rebranding yourself and keep things afloat.